Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hey there. I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
So happy to meet with you finally. You know, Nifty's and everything you guys are doing. I remember the Space Jam collaboration that you did. I have so many questions about the platform and everything that you're doing. But maybe before we start, you can give like a little bit of a background about yourself, even before this company, so people get the background and perspective.
Sure. And thanks very much for having me. This is a really exciting thing to be a part of. Um, the last 8 years, I was at the NBA. I was senior vice president of new media, and my group was responsible for things like social media partnerships and app distributions and digital content strategy and emerging technologies. And one of the things that we did was to form a blockchain working group to look at the different ways that this emerging technology is business. And we decided, we would try something out because the best way to learn, at least the NBA philosophy, is that you learn by doing. And so we partnered with a company called Dapper Labs to create NBA Top Shot. And of course, Dapper did an absolutely phenomenal job. And Top Shot ended up being, something of a really huge mainstream success, probably the biggest mainstream success up until that point that NFTs had seen. So this was all this was all kind of going on this winter when I met my co-founding partners in Niftys. And we just discovered that we all, even though we kind of came from different backgrounds, John Ciana had been in the blockchain space for 8 years, his entire career. He wrote about what they call, I think, color coins on Bitcoin, which were one of the predecessors to the NFT 7 years ago. Jeremy Drain had founded the blockchain practice at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and he was I think he was the first employee at Luca. And of course, Jordan Lyle, who was the head of DeFi product Consensus, Chris Yor and Eric Tessiner were the founders of the meme protocol. And so we came from all these different backgrounds. They were all these kind of like blockchain gurus, and I was a media guy. But we all saw the same thing, which was, first of all, the enormous potential of NFTs. And really the revolution that it represents in being the first true digital ownership on the internet. But we also thought there were some things that were missing. And we thought there was a lot more that you could do with NFTs than just speculate on their value. So we created Niftys, and we announced that March 5th and launched our platform July 12th. And it's been a whirlwind ever since.
Wow. So it's still like new in a sense.
It's tell you what, it's really new, but it also feels like 10 lifetimes because I think it probably always feels that way to some extent when you're starting a company. But I think when you're starting it in the NFT space right now, things change so fast that lifetimes go by in the blink of an eye. It's incredible.
Wow. So how did your experience with everything that you did before with the NBA help you with this company?
Well, generally, I had a lot of experience at the NBA with cutting edge media and cutting edge technology. I think that exposure and understanding how those things get adopted was really important. Then I think also, understanding a media company from within a media company and how we make decisions and the kinds of things that we're looking for in partnership, the kinds of things that we're looking for our fans and our customers. I think that was really helpful too. And of course, my experience with, being kind of on in the courtside seat to the Dapper Labs Top Shot experience, gave me really an interesting perspective on what NFTs could be. And I think you've seen, some of the vision that we talked about back in 2018, 2019 continues to grow in the Top Shot experience. They're just doing a phenomenal job. It went from here's an experience to collect highlights to here's a gamified experience to collect, these highlights or moments as they call them, to now it's delivering real world experiences and digital experiences, and community is forming around it. And I just think it's incredible. So learned a lot about how important community and utility and value is beyond just the media of the NFT.
Yes, amazing. Yeah, we have Flow also in the summit. We're discussing Dapper Labs and things that they're doing, and they're just announced like a new raise, I think, and then they're doing this soccer league, right?
La Liga
in Spain.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they're doing great, and it kind of demonstrates, I think, the importance of building a product that fulfills or at least shows your vision, like they did with Top Shot, and how they've established. Now they can go to the market and they have something to point to, and they can bring other leagues and entertainment partners along and grow from there. And they've just done a really, I think, remarkably good job.
Unbelievable. And regarding Nifties, I mean, a lot of people are, every time you have a new like campaign or new something fresh that comes out, people are so excited. Let's start with telling us about what is Nifties and what is the potential here, and lead us through a specific, maybe a specific campaign or a specific collection that you had. For example, the Space Jam that I was exposed to. Yeah,
that's perfect. Well, first, let me just say that at Nifty's, we believe that eventually NFT or the technology, the blockchain technology, will transform the way that we all connect and create. And so it's really in our ethos to try to bring this NFT revolution to everybody, or at least make it accessible to anybody who might be interested in it. And there are barriers to entry. There are wonderful companies in the space doing extraordinarily innovative things, but a lot of it is pretty intimidating for the average person and confusing, and maybe they don't necessarily connect with the IP or the projects, because there hasn't been a lot of the kind of mainstream IP that's entered the space. So what we'd like to do is build a platform for everybody, where really anybody who's interested in creativity or passionate about their favorite IP, or just a fan of being in a community, could participate in this NFT revolution. So we are building a social marketplace that puts ease of use and fun right at the forefront. And to do that, you have to make some decisions that actually sacrifice some things, maybe for more advanced users in some respects. But I actually think we're doing a good job striking a balance so that it can be really useful and valuable for the advanced user, those thousands of people who are already deep in the space, but also making a platform for the millions more people who are interested, who might have read about, that incredible Beeple sale in the New York Times, right? So, let me go check this out. But then, kind of hit a roadblock because it was complicated and they didn't know what a wallet was and they didn't know what Ethereum was. So, we've tried to make it easy and make it accessible for those millions of people. Part of that is partnering with the companies who have the IPs and communities that people are already passionate about. One of our biggest partners is Warner Brothers. When we launched July 12th, we launched with the Space Jam project that you're referencing. And we did it in a different way, I think, than you typically see in the NFT space. Actually, I'd say it was unique at the time. And of course, only a couple months have passed, but it feels like a lifetime, like I said. But what we did was we tried to make it really accessible, not only easy to use, but we gave fans of the movie, fans of Looney Tunes, 3 different ways to earn NFTs. Of course, and we limited it so that you can only buy 1 per day. Unfortunately, for people who wanted more, they sold out the first day. We gave you one for signing up for Nifty's and going to the Space Jam page. And then we gave you another one if you shared it onto social media. And we had tens of thousands of people share this movie and this experience on social, and then earn an NFT in response. We actually had hundreds of thousands of people ultimately across the couple of weeks that we did this. It was the first day, and then there was another wave later who participated, many of whom had never owned an NFT or never had a wallet ever before. So, you know, we use decentralized wallets. So we I think are signing people up to blockchain who maybe didn't even really know about blockchain before, in a really, really big way. But it's exciting because, you know, you've got, instead of, you know, look, it's fantastic to speculate on value and collect in that way. I do that with basketball cards. I think that's fun. But it also just goes to show you that NFTs can be used for different things. They can be used to engage people. They can be used to create and move communities. They can be used to promote a movie. There's a lot that you can do with NFTs.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. And you know, let me say, I'm very direct and I'm obsessed with these products. So I study them, and I love design. And I think this is something, when you go to Niftys, it's something else. It doesn't look like the others. It looks amazing. It looks like the Netflix of NFTs. That's what they felt. Yeah, I'm telling you honestly, like the design is perfect. Everything is like cutting edge. Every time you launch something.
Thank you. We've got to send this conversation to Chris Yor, our head designer, who's also a co-founder. He's just a remarkably talented guy. And that's what can I say? We've got really talented designers. We have a whole design team who are incredible. And we are kind of like design thinkers. You know, it's design thinking goes beyond just like, how does this look? Is this pretty? Is this aesthetic? To how does this feel for a user, and how accessible is it for a user? And so I hope Niftys, and it sounds like at least you feel this way, reflects that value. But I'll tell you, none of us is satisfied, and we've got some improvements coming out over the weeks to come that I think make it even easier to use, even cleaner, even more fun. And we're really excited about that. So look out for that.
Remind me, when I want to purchase something, do I need to connect? Do I need to pay in Ethereum, or I can pay in a regular fiat with a credit card?
We've used a variety of methods, and I'll talk about those. But let me just say that our plan is to make multiple options available. You should be able to pay in fiat and in crypto on Niftys. When we did the Space Jam drop, we did as I mentioned, you could buy one per day, and those were $2.99, and we used Stripe. We on our secondary marketplace, we use Wire, which allows you to either you can send DAI to your wallet and spend that, or you can purchase it with fiat on the platform. And then when we did our project that launched in mid-September, Common Canvas, we again used Stripe for the purchases, the $500 skate deck purchases, but then we used a combination again with Wire for the auction. So it's a combination of things. To be honest with you, I think we can simplify this. I think we can streamline it. I think we can make it more powerful for the advanced user, and I think we can make it easier for the layperson. And we're working on that, and that's actually one of the improvements that I was referring to that'll be coming in the coming weeks.
Wow, yeah, that's super important. And yeah, you mentioned the skate one. Of course, I want to ask you how is it going, and tell me if I missed any big collections on the platform, because I think we missed a big collection that was there, right, after Space Jam.
Well, we didn't talk about the Damien Hirst project, which was led by Henny, the amazing art publisher out of Europe, who represents so many of the top artists in the world, like Gerard Richter and of course Damien Hirst, and Palm, who is the blockchain that Niftys builds on. And you know, that just an extraordinary project for us to be part of. We're a secondary market for that project. And one of the things that we do that I think you noticed is, while we're a secondary market, much as OpenSea is a secondary market, we're currently just for Palm. we also like to do custom things
Exactly.
for those projects. And so if you visit the Damien Hirst Currency, the project's name is Currency page on Nifty's, you'll find a really slick educational site for that project. And as time goes on, we'll do more of that. Not every project, not every NFT will have its own custom site because it'll get a little bit hard for our design team to keep up with. But for really special projects like that one, we try to do a kind of a custom secondary market for them. One thing to note, by the way, that I think you might raise anyway, but while I've got you here on Palm, is that it is I think the most environmentally efficient of the NFT chains. It is a side chain to Ethereum that is 99.99, carry on the nines % more efficient, and they offset their carbon such that it's carbon negative. So and this is important, right? For one, it's transactionally efficient, which allows us to do things like give away 100,000 Space Jam NFTs without crushing transaction costs. But it's also environmentally efficient, which means anybody who's participating on the platform can really feel good about participating.
Super interesting, and something I really didn't know, and I'm sure lots of people don't know. Some amazing brands are watching us right now, and the brands that we all love and are not connected to the NFT space, and they are curious into experimenting with you and launching. How can they onboard with your platform? Where do they go on the website to connect and collaborate with you guys?
I think there's a link on the platform for partnerships. If you go to the contact section at the bottom, and I just my message to really all creators is Niftys is a platform for everybody. And one of the things that we'll be introducing soon is the ability not only to do these amazing large-scale projects that encompass huge brands and huge IP and lots of numbers of NFTs and all of that, but to do smaller things. And it's really, really important to us that we have diverse creators in every sense of the word. So I'm inviting not just those big brands to participate on Niftys, but anybody who wants to do creative things that are transactionally efficient, that are environmentally efficient, that are really, really easy for users to access, not just the advanced crypto user, but everybody. I hope those people who are interested in that will come to us. With regard to the brands that you're talking about, who may be watching today, I just say that, one of the things about Niftys is we're a really well-rounded team of people, great technologists, but also great designers and also great product people, also people who understand media, understand account management, understand data, the things that a company like the one I came from, NBA, really cares about. For example, our head of partnership, Shannon Kelly, was at Vice Media for 10 years. She led sales and experiential. She founded the feminist vertical broadly there. She really understands meetings. She understands partnership. And I do think that, when I was looking at the space and evaluating partnerships for the NBA, I found that there was great technology out there, but that there weren't necessarily that many companies that we, the NBA, could partner with, because they were missing some of the things that for us are just table stakes, right? Really, really good partnership and account management, getting the data, ensuring that everything is compliant from a legal and regulatory standpoint. We have a wonderful CLO, for example, in Olta Andoni, and ensuring that your IP is protected and so forth. So I think you'll find a very, very complete solution with Niftys. And if what you're looking to do is more than just, a single drop that makes you a couple bucks on a, random Tuesday, what you want to do is a large-scale project that engages a lot of people and hopefully earns you some revenue. The Niftys is, I think, the right place for you.
This is perfect. I'm very, very happy that we have Niftys here. And again, I'm the creator of Coin Nations. There are so many NFT marketplaces here and creators. You won't believe, like every day I'm getting something about an NFT, and I'm curious to ask you, what is your vision for, the differentiator factor in the NFT space? What can NFT unlock that will make it even more special? Like after I click, what can I discover? What are the attached to the token? You know, these
Right.
special things.
You know, it's keeping up with the pace of ideas and innovation in this space is one of the hardest parts of my job, I think. And luckily, I've got people on my team who are deeply, deeply immersed. Like I mentioned, Jordan Lyle, our chief product officer. But one of the things, I mean, and you notice these trends over time. One of the interesting trends, I think, and Chris Dixon referred to this as skeuomorphism just the other day, is using NFTs for things that we already do and attaching them to things in the real world. And increasingly, you're seeing what people are calling utility, which is really the connection between the NFT and the digital space and the utility in the real world, the use case in the real world that it unlocks, which I think is fantastic. And although I think a little bit of a negative connotation, as Chris Dixon points out, it's a necessary step in the evolution of this technology. But I think what's most exciting about it is what it's going to unlock in the digital sphere. And the NFTs themselves are really only at the very early stages of what they can be. They're sort of protean. In the future, NFTs will almost be like, I think, micro applications, and they will evolve in reaction to outside data. They'll evolve in reaction to your own interactions with them. This is a bit of an abstract, maybe more abstract than you were looking for. And they will serve as a key to content experiences and community experiences online. And so while Niftys is, you know, we're maybe as skeuomorphic as anybody right now, you know, with linking things to movies and movie tickets, linking things, you know, the skate deck thing, there was a physical copy and a digital copy. Mm-hmm. Where I'm most focused, where I'm most excited is where NFTs can, in the digital space, unlock experiences, particularly around community, because I think that's just going to be incredibly powerful, hard to predict, but Niftys is hard at work uncovering that. And
amazing. Thank you for your vision. And actually, I have a team here that I know on the summit, a team of creators, super talented, from all over the world. They never met, but they really want to launch a very special project. And they're not a big brand, you know, they are creators, yeah, as you said. And I'd love to facilitate the connection. Maybe we can have an NFT born here on the Coin Nation Summit, something.
Is it super secret? Can you tell me about it now, or would that spoil it?
We will take it offline. That's the point, okay, of the Coin Nation Summit is a matchmaking summit. So the whole idea is that, okay, companies are connecting to do business. So while we are talking right now, people are scheduling a 15-minute video call with, okay, each other to do business and partnerships.
Wow. Yeah.
So invite all your team to on board, and we can take it and into a one-on-one conversation. That's great. And Nir, look, let me offer to you, first of all, to you personally, you know, my time, my team's time. If you've got ideas and you want to bounce them around, we're at a point in this industry where it's all about sharing. There's competition, yes, but like the pie is growing way faster than any slice is shrinking. That's what I think. So we've got to be working together. So I'd be really happy to explore that idea that you have and any others that you have. And if I can be, if you'd like me to be available for any of those one-on-one conversations, just let me know. I'd be excited. I could clear my schedule and we'll do that. That'd be great. Amazing. And I know lots of people are very interested in our interview right now. I can call it the NFT day, because basically we have all the NFT leaders here this day. And I'm looking forward to connect, collaborate, even meeting in person in Miami, right? You're based in Miami? I'm in Miami. I moved here in May. I'm a longtime New Yorker, but I'm getting used to it. It's like paradise down here. It's actually really beautiful. You're in another paradise. You're in Tel Aviv, right? Yeah. And okay, the mayor of Miami is also with us. He's calling Miami. He wants Miami to be the capital of the capital, but also the capital of the NFT. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons that I came down here. Niftys is a remote company, and actually most of many, not most, but many of our employees are in the. But we kind of have our beating heart here in Miami, and I wanted it to be here because I felt like it was really welcoming to blockchain and NFT companies. So I think he's doing a good job, and I'm really happy to be here in Miami. and him and his team. And I suggest that they will meet with you as soon as possible because the sky's the
Great.
limit. They just launched the Miami coin. We also have the Miami coin and City coins here on the summit. So
Wow.
it makes sense that you guys will meet, collaborate, and launch amazing stuff into this new world.
You're already giving me some ideas. I'm ready to go.
Great.
All right,
Thank you very much for the
Thank you
time and
very much.
everything.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care.